Do you guys remember when you played high school sports and at the end of the season there'd be a banquet, and at the banquet they'd give out like awards? There was always an award for most improved, and for sure 100% this guitar gets that. Hello everybody, my name is Austin Randolph. If you're new to the channel, be sure to, go back in the library and check out what I do and see if you like it. If this is not your first time seeing my face, I'm going to ask a favor. Please subscribe to the channel if you like what I do. If you're kind of a repeat customer and you like to stay sort of up to date and kind of like, I don't know, if you enjoy my thoughts or the sound of my voice, a subscription helps me a lot. And last but not least, if you are over on TikTok, I spend a lot of time on TikTok. Probably like an unhealthy amount of time, but that benefits you guys. So give me a follow over there. And that's a little different, more casual, funny, whatever. But on to the Fender Player 2 Stratocaster. Now, I've been pretty critical of the Player 2 line because it's a guitar and not like a movie or video game, so having 2 in the name has always seemed really silly to me. I found a deal on this. I picked it up. I'm going to link this one in the description if you like it. I picked it up like a lot of things because my eyeballs do my shopping, and I know that. But I love this red, man. This is called Coral Red. There was another one that I was kind of looking at. I think it was called Birch Green. That's a very good color as well. Very like mid-60s American automobile colors. Wow, very pretty. I have to be so honest with you, man. This is such a good Strat. It's not even like a good Strat for the money. This is a good Strat. And to the point where I was kind of like, well, I don't really consider myself like a collector. This checks all the boxes for me, so why would I keep the other ones? So I ended up getting rid of the McCready Strat, I ended up getting rid of the PRS SE, and now I'm just left with the Player 2, so let's talk about the Player 2. Up here you have the 60s style headstock that they kind of put on a bunch of things. What's new for the Player 2 is they got rid of the kind of more streamliney future looking tuners. They put the vintage style tuners on the Player 2 line, which I think is cool. I mean, most Strats I've had have had these style tuners on them, which I appreciate. And there's nothing to write home. I mean, you guys know this platform, right? The nice part is you get a rosewood board, and it doesn't look like a cheap cut of rosewood. You can tell it's very dark, very smooth, very dark chocolate, very rich piece of rosewood. Neck profile on this. Now you get a really good satin finish on the back. Not like a thick feeling sprayed on satin. It feels as if, and this is not the case, but it feels like somebody just took progressively finer grit sandpaper to it up to like 4,000 grit. Which they didn't do. It's a sprayed on satin, but it feels really nice in the hand. Neck profile. It's on the skinnier side, but I would still call it like a C shape, like a medium C. Similar to the Player 1 neck, I would say actually probably a tiny bit flatter. A little less like that than the modern C on the Player. Maybe a little more like that, but it's comfortable. It'll fit most people's hands like a glove. Now, moving down. As far as the pickups go, you get Alnico 5 pickups. That's all the information you get. This is not a custom shop where you have different lines of electronics you select from in the models. The Player 2s, they come out of the Mexico factory. However, I will say, these feel like good Stratocaster pickups. Very open, glassy. Granted, the sounds that you're going to hear are coming through my new-ish Marshall Origin 20, which is a very bright, glassy amplifier. So take that with a grain of salt when you're listening, but the pickups are very bright, glassy, big. I would say that I probably liked the bridge pickup on my Mike McCready better. It was just a little tighter, a little higher output it felt like. But for the most part, I mean, I don't spend a ton of time down here anyway. It's a good set of Strat pickups. 5-way switch, your knobs. I like that they did the kind of faded looking color on the pickups and the knobs. It contrasts really well with the white guard and this particular color, I think. A lot of the colors, like I said, mid-60s American automobile inspired. Now, I didn't make that up. That's kind of, they said it's automobile inspired from the 60s, and I'm into cars, so I can absolutely see it. But very good. Similar to Fiesta Red, but not quite. But maybe a tad more orangey, but I really like it. Really different, unique, good color. So let's do this. I have one big thing to talk about for like the most improved thing. Let's listen to sounds. Sounds are coming Marshall Origin 20, orange 2x12 with Celestion Vintage 30 speakers, Shure SM57 microphone. The dirt you're going to hear, which there's not a ton of dirt, I kept it pretty clean, but the dirt you're going to hear is from a Boss BD2. So take like 2 minutes to listen to that, and then we'll kind of get to the point of the video. One of the big things I forgot to mention, one of the big selling points is they roll the fretboard edges. If you don't know what that is, every guitar you've picked up that you instantly go, ooh, that feels very comfortable, it probably has, to some degree, rolled fretboard edges. They just go through and they sand over this edge right here, so it's less of a right angle. And in doing so, I think, if I'm giving my opinion, I think that kind of forces you to spend more time on the fret ends. Because these frets are good. These frets feel like they were done by somebody who really knew what they were doing. The ends are perfect, there's no dead spots anywhere, they're polished well. The pickups feel and sound way better than the first Player series, and I don't remember what Alnico magnets were in the first series, but This just feels, and you get a way nicer piece of wood on the fretboard. It feels and looks like a way better product than the original Player series. Such a good product that my Mike McCready, which I really did like that guitar, honestly, like, if back to back playing them, like, there were tiny differences, but there were not enough differences for me to justify having both, if that makes sense. And these are way, way, way cheaper than those. So I ended up getting rid of that. I think you can get these for $7.99. It's $6.99 or $7.99. I'm always so bad at remembering prices. But seriously, dude, for that price, this is such a good Strat for that price. And honestly, it just makes me happy that with so many S-style guitars on the market and so many people doing their best to make a Stratocaster alternative at a more appealing price, it makes me happy that Fender is still, I don't even know if I'll go as far as to say like doing it better than everybody else, but they're still at the top of the market for that, man. It's still the Stratocaster. This is still a good Strat. And this is their like basic budget Strat, if we pretend the standard doesn't exist, which we should. So that's it in a nutshell, man. It's hard to talk about this kind of guitar because it's just a Stratocaster, but it's a good Stratocaster. And it's at a great price. It doesn't have any of the issues that my previous two Players did, so I'm a big fan of it. Do you guys have a Player 2 Strat at home? What do you think? Am I off base? Was it a royal piece of shit? Let me know down in the comments. If you kind of are picking up what I'm laying down here as far as like, they did such a good job improving it. They fixed all the things that were issues. And I like when a giant corporation can still listen to feedback and pivot and adjust and make a better product because of it. Like I said, guys, if you enjoyed the video, if you got something out of it, make sure to subscribe. If not, give me a like, drop a comment, and until next week, everybody, I hope you guys take care and have a good one.